Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 7 of Cities Skylines. We have just been warned that we have an earthquake coming in with an intensity of 6.3. I wonder if we know exactly where. One thing we want to do is slow the game down to speed 1 and hit the evacuate button. We want everybody out of the city and into the shelters as we can. Do we know where it's going to happen? It's going to happen right in the middle of our city looking here. That's not a good thing. So we do have seismic detectors. This is where the earthquake is going to happen. So we might be losing a fair bit of stuff if this all... Oh, I'm a bit worried. I'm a little bit worried. Well, we'll keep our eye on it. Doesn't look like it started to happen yet. Hopefully we won't have to manually rebuild too much. Buildings near the center of the earthquake can be destroyed. I mean, this is the reason why we have the disaster... I wonder if the disaster place can get destroyed in a disaster. That'd be pretty hilarious. But this is the thing that's supposed to help us out when these disasters happen. So, are we starting to get people in the shelters? Citizens in shelter. Only 7 of 10,000. It's taking a long time to get all of these people in, but that might be because the roads are all gridlocked. There are more shelters around. There are some of the smaller ones scattered about. I can't remember where most of them are now. There's one up here somewhere. There's another one. Here we go. Here's... I can't even click on the thing. So the game nicely zooms out for us so we can see where it's all going to happen.
Don't panic and wait for help if you are in the affected area.
Well, it's taking out a few of my roads. Roads that I spent a long time building. It's also heading right towards our one of our shelters there as well. Well, that's certainly caused a lot of problems, hasn't it? We've got helicopters here trying to help. There's a lot of places that are now cut off from one another, including my really janky roundabout that I spent ages building. So I guess we've got to go ahead and repair these roads now. That's annoying. So let's go ahead and get ourselves the 6-lane road. So that was a 6-lane road right there. Just a normal one. We can sort of connect back over that. Not too sure what's going on with that bit of road. It is still... Oh, because it was a 6-lane road with grass, I see. It was this one. Let's just go ahead and put that back how it should be. That's fine. And yeah, now our roundabout got destroyed. Now this bit is actually a highway section. That I was using the sort of freeform curve tool to sort of make this very janky non-roundabout. But that's basically what it was. And yeah, these roads up here, these roads got completely mashed, didn't they? Wow. There's also the tunnel that goes under the ground. I'm not even sure where that is now. It got that destroyed. There's one end of it. The other end of it came out here somewhere. So I think this used to be a 2-lane road that used to come down here. We want the straight road tool. Let's go and connect that back up. So we're going to have a few little bridges and things. And that's not to mention all of the stuff under the ground that has been destroyed. So we want our motorway slip roads. We want to have a quick look underground. So you need to rejoin. That's fine. We've got some more roads up here. These are just sort of single lane roads. So we'll just try and get all of these roads rebuilt as much as we can. This was a nasty little earthquake. But we build around it. We recover from disaster. Can we connect you up there? We can do it that way. Not the greatest of junctions. Obviously, there's a lot of water and things that have been cut off as well. So that seems to be most of the problems with the roads dealt with. Oh yeah, there's the big underground one, isn't there? Which is this one. You've been cut off completely. You used to come up and connect to this road here. You are a 4-lane road. And you were supposed to connect over here. We can still do that. It's a very, very janky connection, but still. This is what happens when you have an earthquake. So it's saying that you're kind of cut off. Multiple problems, yeah. Tell me about it. The shelter is set to evacuate citizens on its covering range. Building is in need of fresh water. So that's the other issue that we need to solve. So a lot of our water pipes got severed. I guess this really does mean that it's better to have some redundancy with the water pipes. Having them connected at multiple spots so that the earthquakes, if they do destroy them, won't destroy everything. So I'm okay with that. So everything should now be connected up to the water system. Let's go ahead and unpause the game. Yep, water is now starting to get to everywhere. It is going to have some complaints about the stops, the roads and things. So we'll have to reset the stops for that. What are you complaining about? Ready for rebuilding. So yeah, the helicopter's evacuating people. I think we can let people out now. Open disaster report. Citizens lost 260. 66 buildings destroyed. 2,500 meters of road. 31 buildings set on fire and 32 trees. Could have been worse. Let's go ahead and release everybody. Let them back home. And we'll need to delete the evacuation route here and build a new evacuation route. Cannot find path. Okay, obviously we've got some problems with the bits of the road being destroyed here. So this should all get fixed, maybe? Is this road going to get fixed? There's a vehicle doing something. Are you repairing the roads? Road maintenance truck. Returning to depot. To fix roads, use the road upgrade tool. Right, okay. So, these are, yep, road upgrade tool. So we didn't need to delete the route. I think it was just bits of the road were damaged. So that is a highway. That is a 6-lane road with grass. Yeah, so we've got several bits of road that need fixing. These are 2-lane roads. There we go. Now I know what to look out for with these symbols. These just look like single-lane roads. So that was that a road there, or are those just buildings? I can't even tell what's going on there. Section of road there that's been destroyed. There's a road section. There's another one. This place got mangled. That's a 4-lane road. Again, probably with... Was it with grass? Looks like it's just a normal 4-lane road. That's that repaired. You guys don't have power. But you will do. We've got bits of road here that need repairing. There's a lot to do. So you're a motorway junction. You are a slip road. That appears to be most of it fixed. I think most of these other things are just buildings. There we go. We are now a grand city. Now then, one thing that I can't quite work out here is you are still saying you don't have a path. Well, you're not saying that anymore. You just don't have a evacuation route any longer. Delete evacuation route. Right, now we can do it. So let's go ahead and find a way to evacuate the citizens on these routes. Go up into the large area there, and you can just basically come back to that shelter. There appears to be some sewage problems going on. Let's get out of this screen. Everyone's suddenly complaining about sewage. The sewage is backing up. Is it just sewage capacity issue, or are we having a connection problem? It's a sewage capacity issue. Well, we can deal with that. Get ourselves another water treatment plant. Hopefully that is connected up to the system. Appears to be. So all of these buildings that are destroyed should be being dealt with by the disaster service. That's dealing with the sewage. We might have some minor problems with power. Though I don't think we have. It certainly might be an idea to get some more pylons in, though, as a bit of redundancy, just in case more stuff gets destroyed. But we've survived 2 disasters now. And we've got this lovely little sort of crater or rift right through the middle of the city. Came so close to actually destroying the bunker, our main shelter. Also came quite close to the disaster response unit as well. So that was lucky. Citizens are sick. Yeah, we're working on stuff. We're still gaining population though. I mean, things are going well. We're making a lot of money. In fact, we're making so much money, I want to go now and get one of those fire helicopter depots. So I definitely think we should have one of these. It's got to be on a road. Now, I guess its coverage is probably pretty huge. Where would be a good spot for you? Right there, probably. And you'll probably reach down here. What we should also have is one of the Firewatch towers. And these can basically be put anywhere. And they've got a good range on them. So, let's have one over there. Is that out of city limits? Is it really? Well, let's just build one there anyway. And then that should be enough to watch most of the nearby forests. Good. Good stuff. I think we've spent our money wisely. There's certainly a few more things that we could get that might be useful. Do we have like a medical helicopter thing? Medical helicopter depot. Yeah, 80,000. Sends helicopters out to pick up the sick. Well, that could be useful. As we should probably have it relatively near the hospital. Now, we've just destroyed some more housing there. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a couple more residential streets in here. Don't want them to link all the way across. We will get residential on these. Just make sure they have water. Yes, they do. Fantastic. What was that last thing there that we can't afford? We've got a crematorium. That is a sauna. That is it's the helicopter depot, which we've already got. That's fine. Police helicopter depot. But yeah, public transport is definitely something that we need to consider getting in. That'll take some of the problems off the roads. We're losing population actually right now. Not too sure why that is. People are definitely moving out. There is some more call for commerce. We can get some more in down here, so you never usually need to put a lot of commerce in to fulfill those needs. All of the rest of this should be residential, though. Let's go and make this commerce. Of course, quite a few places where we were building stuff all got destroyed during the earthquake. And this can become a sort of either side of the park and around the dump and stuff as well. If you can manage to build somewhere, build somewhere. We'll get it done. A little bit over here as well, as the terrain has changed. There we go. Population is going back up again now. People don't like the oil pumps. Most Attractive City Award. Which is strange when you've got people complaining about the oil, but that's always the way it is, I guess. There's always some people that are happy and some people that aren't, because people have different points of view. Some people in towns, cities and villages don't like... It's like, for example, in the UK, there's a town called Fenton, I believe it is, which is right next door to Alton Towers. I mean, literally, if you live in Fenton, you can walk to Alton Towers driveway in, like, 30 seconds. And the people of Fenton, often, or lots of the people in Fenton, dislike the fact that so much traffic goes through their small village, because it's all of the people going to Alton Towers. It's a very, very popular theme park in the UK. It's probably the most popular theme park in the UK. It gets a lot of visitors all year. Most people who move into Fenton know of this anyway. Alton Towers has been operating as a theme park for at least 40 years, probably longer than that. Before then, it was like a stately home with huge gardens. But the thing is, Alton Towers do offer certain concessions. People that live in Fenton, unless they've changed things, people that live in Fenton get offered cheap tickets and free tickets and various things with the park, which obviously isn't going to appeal to everyone. There's quite a few older people that live there that aren't bothered about going to a theme park. But at the same time, if you look around Fenton, Fenton is full of little hotels and bed and breakfasts. And none of those businesses would be able to survive if it wasn't for all of the tourism trade coming through Alton Towers. People wanting to go to the theme park for several days, not wanting to spend several hundreds or thousands of pounds or dollars to stay for a couple of nights in the theme park's own hotels, pay a fraction of the price and stay 5 minutes down the road in the local village. And it's one of those things. Yes, I can understand having something that attracts so much traffic through, because you've not only got the tourists, you've got the delivery trucks as well. Also, there's quite a lot of noise from the park. If you live in Fenton, or even if you live in Alton, which is actually Alton's further away than Fenton to Alton Towers, which is weird. But if you live in Fenton, definitely, you can hear the roller coasters. They're quite noisy as they go along the metal tracks. You can hear the music and the screams and the bustle from the park. But there's the other half of people that think, well, it's good for our village. It brings in a lot of tourism. It brings in a lot of trade and business. So, you know, there are always going to be people that dislike things that go on in a town, and there are always going to be people that understand that certain development needs to be done. So, like, we've got people here complaining about the oil district, and yeah, it is messy. We've had to... Oh, we need to power these up. It is messy, and we have had to try and build it away from them. We've moved it out over here. We've tried not to get it too close to the civilized area, but it's just one of those things, you know. We need the oil to provide the income that the city needs. I mean, look how much extra money we're making because we have this oil zone. I also noticed that most of the trees have regrown around the crater, which is pretty cool. Let's go and get that watchtower connected up then. So we'll just pylon it out straight to the existing power grid. We'll do the same with this one. Doesn't look like they need water, just power. So that should solve those issues. So we've had two of the disaster types so far. We've had the earthquake, we've had the meteor strike. The meteor strike was outside of town. I guess what you could do if you wanted to make sure you were like extra lucky is buy lots... What's this thing down here? Some sort of train... something on the train line, is what you could do is buy lots of the land around your city, and then it'll reduce the chances of the disaster actually hitting the city itself. I think the next bit of land that we buy, though, probably is going to be this one, because that actually gives us access then to the rail connection, as well as a little bit more water and stuff. So we are expanding. So let's have a look how we're doing on power. Our electricity availability is getting quite low. We can actually build solar arrays now. They are expensive, and they're also huge. But they're well worth getting if you can have them. Now, I guess, do they have to go, must be placed along a roadside? Well, of course it does. Let's go ahead and put it down here then, near the industry and near our deep space probe. They don't produce all that much power, really. 160 megawatts. When you compare that to an oil power plant, which is 120 megawatts. But these are 1,900 upkeep. There's a difference in price somewhere. It supposed to be just the purchase price. An oil one is 50,000. They are 80,000. Yeah, I guess they may have changed it, actually. Nuclear is obviously the best. I mean, they're very expensive to buy, but they produce so much power. But that'll solve the power problems there. See, one person loves it because we're producing green energy, and another person hates it because we have the oil zone. But you've got to balance it out. You do stuff to be green, and at the same time, sometimes you have to do things that are not quite so good. What about the water? How are we doing there? Water availability is not too bad. A tank reservoir wouldn't be a terrible idea. Again, must be placed along the roadside. Again, that's something that we could do over here. Now, do you need to be connected directly? You probably do. So you can go and store some water. We could probably even turn this into a reservoir. I wonder if that is something we could do, because there is a special building that you can get, which is the drain pipe. That's the waste one. There was one that you could use. Is it this one? Pumping. That's the pumping service that pumps water out when somewhere gets flooded. Freshwater outlet. Freshwater outlet lets out any excess water produced by the city can be freely placed on dry land, allowing the creation of lakes and ponds. Keep in mind that water evaporates, or the outlet can be turned on and off to help with possible flooding. So we could go and fill this crater up and make it into a nice little lake. But that is something that we will do, or we will try, in the next video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying Cities Skylines. I'll see you next time, and until then, goodbye for now.